Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers add Super Bowl champion RB, report. The Pittsburgh Steelers have added another running back to their roster. Sports Trust Advisors, the football agency that represents former Kansas City Chiefs running back La'Mical Perine, announced on X, formerly Twitter, on May 23 that Perine signed a contract with the Steelers. Perine appeared in 3 regular season games and 3 postseason contests with the Chiefs last season. He lined up for 13 special teams snaps against the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game. Perine didn't play in the Super Bowl, but he still won a Super Bowl ring as part of the team's 2023 roster. The 26-year-old running back has also played for the New York Jets during his career. He has posted 340 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns along with 14 catches for 96 yards in 17 NFL games. Perine began his career as a 4th-round selection for the Jets in the 2020 NFL Draft. But after 10 games during his rookie season, Perine finished his first NFL campaign on injured reserve. He then only dressed for 4 contests in 2021 and ahead of the 2022 season, the Jets waived Perine at the end of preseason. Perine spent most of the 2022 season regular season on the Philadelphia Eagles and Miami Dolphins practice squads. But he didn't appear in a game. In college, Perine averaged 5 yards per career for the Florida Gators. His best statistical season came during his junior season when he rushed for 826 yards and 7 touchdowns while averaging 6.2 yards per carry. Perine is the second running back the Steelers signed in the span of 3 days. Pittsburgh added former Tennessee Titans running back Jonathan Ward to the roster on May 21. With 2 backfield additions, the Steelers now have 7 running backs on the roster. Najee Harris, Jaylen Warren and Cordarrelle Patterson sit on top of the backfield depth chart. Perine and Ward will probably compete with Aaron Shampklin and Dijun Edwards for the number 4 running back spot and special teams snaps. As a rookie with the Jets, Perine returned 2 kickoffs for 22 yards. He has played 99 special teams snaps in his NFL career. With extra depth, particularly veteran experience with the addition of Perine, some Steelers fans on X wondered if the team was setting itself up to make another backfield transaction. 2 RBs in as many days, wrote Joseph Money. Something in the works? Money is likely referring to the possibility that the Steelers could trade Harris. The 4th-year running back has been at the center of trade speculation since the team declined his 5th-year option on May 2. On May 21, Bleacher Report's Gary Davenport included a Harris deal to the Dallas Cowboys on a list of potential trades that make too much sense. The Steelers have another running back on the roster who has been consistently more explosive than Harris in 3rd-year pro Jaylen Warren, who averaged north of 5 yards a carry last year, wrote Davenport. Veteran acquisition Cordarrelle Patterson could be used to spell Warren. Simply put, Pittsburgh's offense would be better with Warren as the lead back. If the Steelers were to trade Harris, it would make sense for the team to already have veteran depth. But in all likelihood, the Steelers adding Perine and Ward is not a sign that the team is ready to shop Harris on the trade market. There has been no indication from the Steelers that Harris won't spend the 2024 season in Pittsburgh. In all likelihood, the additions of Perine and Ward will simply give the Steelers more competition for the team's potential RB4 spot. First call, Denver coach tries to tamp down interest in potential Steelers WR target, Jake Gensel's NHL free agency projection. As Pittsburgh Steelers fans continue to eyeball any news about potentially disgruntled wide receivers, Denver's coach tries to dismiss headlines about Courtland Sutton. Former Penguin Jake Gensel has apparently made himself lots of money over the past few months. We preview the Pirates' next opponent at PNC Park. And we examine a rough night for TJ McConnell and the Indiana Pacers. All that in Friday's first call. Denver Broncos wide receiver Courtland Sutton is not at the club's organized team activities. that will be of particular interest to Steelers fans until or unless he signs a new contract with the Broncos. Apparently, that's what the 28-year-old pass catcher wants, even though he has 2 years remaining on his current deal. However, just $2 million in guaranteed salary remains on it. Given the Steelers' wide receiver depth issues, Sutton has long been a perceived target of the black and gold. Reports out of Denver around the draft connected the Steelers as one of a few teams that inquired about Sutton's availability. Broncos coach Sean Payton is acting like he isn't breaking a sweat over Sutton's contract status. There isn't any concern. Here's why, Coach Sean Payton said via News 9 in Denver. That will sort itself out. How that will happen exactly wasn't made clear either by Payton or the News 9 report. Sutton had 59 catches for 772 yards and 10 touchdowns working with Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson in Denver last year. TheDailyFaceoff.com is projecting that Jake Gensel is the second most valuable free agent on the NHL market this summer. Using AFP Analytics research, the website lists the former Penguins forward as being worth a 7-year contract at $9.25 million per season. Only Florida's Sam Reinhart is projected to get a better deal than that at $11.3 million per year over 8 seasons. Gensel, who ended this season with Carolina after a trade in March, scored 30 goals and tallied 77 points. Reinhart was at 57 goals and 94 points. Only Toronto's Austin Matthews, at 69 goals, had more than Reinhart did this past year. The AFP data says no potential free agent did more to up his signing value since January than Gensel did. 4 months ago, he was slotted at 6 years and $7.94 million, a net change of $17.3 million. Meanwhile, the highest-ranked free agent Penguins player is Alex Nedeljkovic at 2 years for $2.3 million per season, 35th in the NHL. The goalie was a $1.5 million hit this season. That number shouldn't scare off the Penguins, but with Joel Blomqvist perhaps ready for a promotion, unless the Penguins move Tristan Jarry, I bet Nedeljkovic is elsewhere next season. Free agency begins July 1st. Cleveland Browns great Nick Chubb could become a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers in very little time. Nick Chubb has been one of the best running backs in the NFL since he first stepped into the league in 2018, but he will be heading into the last season under contract with the Cleveland Browns, which means he could be on the move in 2025. Chubb suffered a gruesome left knee injury in Week 2 of the 2023 season on Monday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which ended his season. It's not the first time he has had season-ending knee surgery in his career. While he was a member of the Georgia Bulldogs, he injured the same knee in 2015. The 28-year-old running back is heading into the final year of his contract, and Chubb will turn 29 years old towards the end of December, which is a prime age for a running back to start to slow down. There is a really good chance Chubb is not back in Cleveland next season since there are a few things that are not in his favor, like 2 major knee injuries, age, contract, and the running back position is one of those spots you can find cheap talent in the NFL draft and free agency, so the Browns could have to part ways with the fan favorite next year. Even though Chubb could be out of Cleveland, it doesn't mean he will be out of sight, and there is a chance he could join Browns' biggest rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Many Browns fans aren't going to like it, but Chubb could be waving a terrible towel around in 2025. Current Steelers running back Najee Harris didn't see his 5th-year option picked up this offseason, so he will be a free agent at the end of this year's season, leaving a void in the running back room. Pittsburgh does have an upcoming star running back in Jaylen Warren, so there is a chance he will take over the Steelers' backfield this year. However, it seems like Harris will be out the door next season no matter what, and Chubb could be a great fit for the organization. We have seen star players from the Browns leave Cleveland, like cornerback Joe Hayden, who was cut by the team and then signed with the Steelers, so it could happen. We still have a football season to play before any of these moves can happen, but it's just a possibility since the Steelers will need a running back next season, and they are very familiar with Nick Chubb. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Nick Chubb? Leave your opinion in the comments.